Welcome back to cryptogains for another video. In this video, I want to give you an update on the Bitcoin price chart, things you must see because things have been happening recently. We all seen prices fall. What's going to happen for Bitcoin? Is this bad for altcoins going further? If it sounds interesting, drop that like, give me a subscribe. I'm going to show you what I see. But before I do so, this is not financial advice. Do your further research before you invest your money kind of thing, because I think it's good buys right now. If you've been watching my channel, I've been showing you over the last 9 days videos of price action with Bitcoin. Matter of fact, you shouldn't even be worried about the price action that you're seeing right now, because I made you aware of it before it happened. If you see this video here 9 days ago, I spoke about prices for Bitcoin. Let's quickly take a listen. If we see a pullback on Bitcoin's price, I expect it to come down to this yellow line, which at the time of recording is sitting about $19,700. So it's likely over the next few weeks, if we can't pick up the pace of the buy power, the momentum, we might see Bitcoin's price come down and touch this yellow line, and then it bounces off it. So just real quick, I wanted to touch on that. This is why I'm saying to you, like, I haven't been entirely worried yet. If you take a look at where we are now, this is that line. This is the 20-week moving average, just as you see in the video. Just quickly come back to it so you can see, right? So if you look at my channel here, you can see I got a 20-week moving average, which is a yellow line. This red line was the 200-week moving average. Haven't got it on, but to be honest, we don't need it. All we want to focus on is where is Bitcoin landing right now? And it's come right down to this yellow line here, which the yellow line is moving all the time. But right now it sits about 19,700-ish. So far, it's playing to a T. And if you want to keep up to date with what I'm sharing you on this channel in relation to, analysis, get it out, analysis, become a Patreon. Subscribe to me. You can become Patreon if you like. No, because seriously, I'm trying to give you helpful information here. So what's going to happen? Like, are we going to see Bitcoin break this line? Well, I see a huge amount of support here. In the past, let me just make this like a thick white line because then you can understand what I'm seeing, like this. So if you look back in the past, these are all places that we held support, like around here, here, these are all the support levels where Bitcoin fell before. Are we going to come lower and test down here or make a lower low? Time will tell. I personally think the actual bottom is in. I feel like this here was the bottom, but I might be wrong. Time will tell, as time goes on. But I do feel like Bitcoin had to come down because we saw such a huge parabolic rally from when we broke this yellow line. And if you look back in the past, let's have a quick look back in the past, actually. What happened in the past? So most instances when we break this yellow line and we come, flying up, we've always come back to test this yellow line before we rip and roar again. Did it do it here? Or in this sense, it didn't do it here when we broke out. But however, we did have this whole C19 action and that caused that. Let's just have a quick look here. You can see many instances when we break up above, we always come and test this yellow line. Same again here, right? Up, test the yellow line. And we, held support on this yellow line for a long time. So it's possible that we could actually hold this line of support. If we did see price action fall lower, and because again, this is a weekly candle, this is a week's worth of action, we might see it come down and then shoot straight back up and hold this as support. You need to remember, this is a powerful line, this yellow line, which means it's taken Bitcoin a long time to hold, to break above this and, start seeing some candles above and holding it as support. Every time it tried to break it in the past, it got rejected every single time. So this was its first time breaking. And, I think that there's going to be relative support here in the future. But time will tell, right? We'll see what happens. Let me just quickly touch on this as well. This one here, let me find it. And all this is happening, by the way, because of, the banks. You're hearing about Silvergate, becoming bankrupt, liquidating and stuff, and maybe they've got Bitcoin they're selling on the market. I don't know. I haven't looked too deep into it, but Silvergate was a big, important role for accepting crypto. It's one of the first banks that were heavily dealing in crypto, right? So this is probably the reason why we're seeing this. It's funny. There's always a news narrative that always comes out before things happen, because 9 days ago no one was talking about Silvergate, at least I'm aware, as far as I'm aware. But I was showing you these charts, about price action falling down to here way before we heard about Silvergate. So it's interesting. There's always a news narrative. Take a look at this chart here real quick and then I'm finished, right? These are the EMA ribbons, right? The EMA weekly ribbons. And so far, we saw, if you come over here and have a look, right? We saw since the top of this cycle, these ribbons had a tangle here, right? And this is on the weekly time frame. And ever since, we've been on a downtrend. So what we've seen, really, is we've seen Bitcoin break out of its 20-week moving average, which is it 20? This yellow line will represent the 20, right? Which is weird, actually, because it shows different on this kind of EMA. Oh, because it's an estimated ribbon. There's two different types of moving averages. You've got EMAs and the standard MAs as well. I think there's another one. Anyway, we've come up, we've hit the peak of this ribbon. And this is why the ribbons are good, because price action, kind of sticks with these in relation to markers. Like, came up, tested the top of this red line, and then we got rejected. It couldn't break above these red lines. What do we want to see? We want to see, and right now, real quick, again, we're right under here, right, under this yellow line. So this is another thing. Will Bitcoin start being bought up and hold support on this yellow line here? Time will tell. But what we want to see is we want to see this yellow line start to cross all the other lines and start to tangle again and go upwards on a weekly trend. Just like what we saw back here. Let me see if I can find an example. Well, there's a tiny example here, right? You can see like a little cross where the yellow line crosses with all the lines, because then that will signal that there's some serious buying strength coming in, and that there's a trend that's really going to reverse. And this is why you hear some people say, are we in a bull cycle yet? Are we not? The trend is reversed. I certainly believe we've been bullish, and as long as this holds above down here, which was about $15,500, we're still bullish. We're just coming down, we're just creating a higher low, and it can come up again, higher low, so that's what I'm looking for. And if you look close at the minute, or anything can change, it looks like it's slowly starting to be brought back up. So let's see if over by the end of the week, this gets like a big wick and then sits right back in here up to about 21,000. Time will tell if it happens, but that's what I'm seeing right now. I'm gonna leave it here. Before I go, pay attention to the fear and greed. People sell down here sometimes in fear when that's the wrong way about it. These are the times you should be buying crypto. I've been fighting illness. Anyway, this is the time you should be buying crypto when everybody else is fearful. Extreme fear is obviously the best time to buy, and if it goes to greed or extreme greed, that's when you should be. That's when smart money's taking profit. So I'll keep an eye on this, and I think you should too as well. So I'm gonna leave it here, guys. If you liked it, drop that like, give me a subscribe. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, become a Patreon. That's what I was saying earlier on. If you want to become a Patreon, because they see these things first. I got 7 tiers, take your pick. I recommend my exclusive VIP partner tier. I will guide you on your journey. You will see exactly what I'm going to buy and what I'm going to sell. I ain't selling nothing right now. I'm looking at this like a bargain buffet, I tell you. Some cheap chicken, you best believe. And I'm just getting ready to buy some popcorn chicken all over the place. So, if you want to be guided on your journey, if you're new to crypto, you're unsure on what you're doing, I can help guide you on your journey. Grab one of these tiers. This one here is the most popular. I've got a higher tier as well that gives you access to my VIP Telegram group. In there, I talk to them way before I buy, way before I sell. I've been telling them for ages that we're coming down to here. And I've been trying to prepare them for what we're going to do when we get here. So, when to buy and stuff. So, come over here, check it out. Big money in this group, sharing great projects all the time. They know how to make money. I'm not saying any more. Guys, thanks for watching. Well, I'm saying more. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Cheers.